Hey guys, EverDudgeon138 here. Just wanted to kind of give everyone an update on where I've been. I haven't been posting a lot of music as of late, actually for almost 2 months now. I think actually over 2 months. And that is actually because my Prophet X actually bricked. So that was that was a pretty big hit, unfortunately. And I had to wait for the parts to arrive, and they have arrived. And I've swapped the motherboard as well as the power supply, and the machine works fine now. It takes a bit to boot, but it that's actually apparently a common thing with the new OS. And Mitch from Focusrite Sequential Support has been fantastic, and he's kind of helped me through the process. And it was actually fairly easy to actually do the repair and the replacement and everything like that. I was actually quite shocked at how simple it was. And I'm very happy that it has come back to life. I have done some recording since then, and I will be posting it on the channel. I'm unfortunately also having problems with my DAW now. It's actually, for some reason, Studio One has decided not to send MIDI clock anymore. So I've been dealing with that. Just kind of troubleshooting some things. I might actually switch over to Digital Performer full time now. Not too sure. But I also wanted to talk about a couple other things that aren't really music related, but sort of are. So the last year, I never really spoke about this on this channel, but I've been going through a lot of personal issues, and where to start? So I was laid off earlier last year due to the Silicon Valley Bank crash, and it's been a struggle to kind of recoup and recover from that. So I've kind of ventured into other territories. I'm actually doing dog walking now, private dog walking, and working with reactive dogs and kind of helping them. And that's been really beneficial to me mentally. And at the same time, I've also working an answering service job in the evenings, which I'm not really too fond of, but for the time being, it's fine. And so I've just been kind of, I don't really have the disposable income that I used to have in regards to buying physical media or buying new things for like music or anything like that yet. I am very confident and am very, very determined to kind of get back to that, the capability to do that. I also have since sold my Prophet 6 for a couple of reasons. One, it really wasn't getting the love that the Prophet X was getting. Just going through my videos, I've only done a couple videos with the Prophet 6 as like the main synth. A lot of the time it was just kind of there complementing what the Prophet X was doing. And it's a fantastic synth, but I just want to kind of give it a better home that it would have a lot more use. And so I've done that, and I'm going to use the funds for that not to do anything musical. One of my dogs, unfortunately, has a heart murmur, so I have to get that looked at. That is primary. That is paramount that I do that. My family dog has been diagnosed with terminal cancer as well, so that was really difficult going through that. But he's still around. He's still he's still kicking. But it's been hard. He's older. He's 14, going on. I believe he's going on 15. So it's been it's been quite a emotional experience just going through all that. And also, last year, oh, how should I put this? So last year, I had one of my dearest family members, who I was very close to throughout my whole life. He suffered a complete mental breakdown, and it was difficult for everybody involved. But when I went to go see him, I thought, kind of being naive, that I was going to somehow snap him out of it. And my girlfriend, who is quite knowledgeable with mental health, and she said, I don't think you're going to get the result that you want. And she was right. When I went there, it was pretty fucking terrifying, to be honest with you. And more so because I was looking at it like, is that me? Is that how I'm going to end up? Because mental health issues have unfortunately run in my family a lot. And a lot of the traits that he was exhibiting prior to the breakdown, I was also kind of, I have also been exhibiting. And that could just be due to being overworked. It could be, who knows. But it was putting a strain on my relationship with my girlfriend, with my friends, with my mother, my whole family, really. And it wasn't, it's difficult because it's to the point where, like, what would happen is I would overthink things that didn't even happen as of yet. In a sense of, like, for example, like if I asked for time off at my job, and I immediately started thinking about if they didn't give it to me. And then I would start to just, well, if they don't give it to me, I'm going to say this, I'm going to do this. And then I would start to react as if they had already declined my time off request. I was exhibiting that type of behavior with my girlfriend, with my mother, and be like, well, I'm going to do this. And it's like, oh, that didn't even happen. Like if I got into like an argument or something, it would, with one of them, it would be, it would be over maybe in about a half an hour. They would, say I'm sorry and everything, but I would hold on to it and start reacting. Well, if they were to say this, I would rebuttal like this, and I would just go into these basically negative mental tailspins. And it's really difficult to kind of get out of that. And for the past couple months, my girlfriend has been really, really supportive and understanding, and I put her through a lot. And she's basically encouraged me that I need to go see a doctor. So I put this off for months. I was supposed to do it in January, kept making excuses, didn't want to do it. I'm fine, I'm too busy, gotta look after the dogs, all this stuff. But I have to. And so eventually, I believe it was last week. Unfortunately, my timeline's all messed up, as you can tell. Last week, I went to the doctor, told her what was happening, and they're going to be running some tests because I'm certain that bipolar disorder runs in my family, especially on my father's side. Because there would be times where with my father, he would he would just snap, and it would just be like these little things that would set him off. And we always, just growing up, I would be like, oh, he's an asshole, or like, he's overtired or whatever. But I just remember the one day I came home from school and my stuff, like my records, my posters, everything was trashed. I thought somebody broke in the house, but it was him, because nothing else in the house was wrecked. And I was like, okay, when he gets home from work, the first thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna punch him as hard as I can in the face. And I sat on the steps, seething. I was like, okay, I know he's gonna kick my ass if I go on this, but as long as I break his teeth, I'm gonna do it. That's all I want, just to break his teeth, because he was fanatical about his teeth. And he came in the door with a box of pizzas, and he was like, "Oh, hey, how was school?" And it's like he didn't even, nothing registered. And yeah, so it was pretty interesting growing up, because from that I never really kind of looked at him as, because before I knew what mental health and everything was, I was like, oh, he's just an asshole. But then kind of understanding that, okay, like, he has this thing, he's not admitting to it, he won't get treatment for it, but he's obviously, there's something off. And apparently a lot of his brothers kind of had that type of behavior as well, including the one that had a breakdown. And the one that had a breakdown actually was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia. So I'm also being tested for that. So it's been, I'm not emotional right now, as you can tell, because I've done that already. I've cried. I've gone through everything, and it's been trying, but I have to move forward for my family. I have to move forward for me, and I have to just keep just stay positive and just keep it in check. And if you are going through stuff, or if somebody says to you that you are having traits and whatnot, you have to go get help. One of my best friends from high school, I haven't spoken to him in years, and he actually reached out last year, right after the situation with my uncle and everything, and he was going through a crisis as well. And it seemed 2023 was difficult for a lot of people, and he was actually just in the hospital getting treatment, getting himself better. And another friend that I knew for years, he was homeless, and now he's actually a social worker. So you can move past things. You can move on to things. My girlfriend also suffers from bipolar disorder, and she has been to CAMH. She has gone through treatment. She's done cognitive behavior therapy. And through her, I've learned to better manage my mental health, where she's like, hey, are you reacting to this because it's actually happening, or is it not happening? Are you mad at the actual situation, or a situation that hasn't even happened yet? And she's been so beneficial in that, because otherwise, without her, I would have ended up like my uncle, unfortunately. And I don't know, like, it's so music and everything, almost because with the Prophet X breaking down, it's kind of put everything kind of on hold, so that way I could actually focus on things that needed to be addressed. So I know this is a weird video to post, but I just want to give everyone an update. It's so we shall see what the doc says, but whatever it is, I know that it's not a life sentence, right? Like, it's like my girlfriend always says she was so afraid of getting diagnosed because she thought, well, that's it. And I had that fear as well a couple months ago, and that's what I was kind of being hesitant getting diagnosed or getting any type of, and just even going to see the doctor, because I was so afraid of, well, okay, now my job's going to fire me because they can't have a crazy person answering the phones. People won't want me walking their dogs because, oh, he's a nut bar, right? And it's, but I know that my mental health doesn't define me. So, and I, just as my movie interest, music interest, that doesn't define my character. And I think that whatever the outcome is, I'm just going to stay positive, and I'm just going to keep moving forward. And so I'm going to post 2 videos today, but I haven't done this in a while. And the second video is going to be some music stuff. So hopefully you guys like it. It was just the first track I did after I got the Prophet X back alive, and we'll see how it goes. Well, I guess that's it, but love everybody, and hope you guys have a wonderful day.